Welcome to the Clinical Teacher, or the Clinical Classroom if you're coming through our website. We're going to be showing you quickly our PYP yearly planning tool for the IB Program of Inquiry, or POI. This is a fairly advanced tool. It includes a number of things. There is a slightly more advanced version coming shortly in the next few weeks, but for now, this is the tool that we're working on and building from a very simple standpoint. And by simple, it is still fairly intricate. What this does is it remaps your POI, and many of you will be familiar with the outline I'll show you. That looks very similar to this. It's a structure that has the units not necessarily in the order that you would teach them, and it has a lot of information selected and outlined underneath. Let me quickly walk you through how this actually works. Like many of our tools, we try to make it work a little bit like an app, so try to use the selectable links as much as you can. You start by building an outline. This marks your 6 units. Because this is a PYP planner and not an early years planner, we have 6, and if you blank one out, it won't necessarily do anything. You choose anything in yellow is what you work on. You choose how long your soft start is, which is the order of the unit, your unit title, and how many weeks you'll be teaching each. By going back to the main page, what we can see is once we finish that, we can move on to our POI. This is where we choose all the items that we want to include. You'll notice there is a small menu here in the top, which jumps you over to the simple overview, which is here, the ordered POI in the main page. Now, from here, you'll notice you have the ability to select any of these boxes. The first section is obviously the trans theme. It tells you which portion of this you will be focusing on. All of these are nested, so once I am done selecting them, I can hide them or minimize them so they shrink. I can click to add or to add to any of these, or to remove any of them. By adding or removing, all I have to do is click. The same is true for any of the boxes here. Once you select, it should add, as before. Any of the yellow information is information that you can simply type in. So you don't want to type in on anywhere else other than the yellow sections. And all of these can be clicked and selected. I'll do a quick scan down so you can see. So here's the attitudes, the action. The other thing that's really important to note is anywhere where we have key information from the IB, this has been built in order to embed it to make it easier for you to remember. You can see when I highlight here, any of the sections that has information pulled from the IB also includes the elaborations included by the IB. We'll jump back over here to learner profile so you can see this. I've noted also the aspects that are connected to attitudes as we are moving away from those. That is still an option if you want to include it. Again, hover over. This includes all the skills, so the approaches to learning. So those actually have both subsets. So you'll notice your communication skills is minimizable, as is the approaches to learning. So areas that have double nesting, there is indeed double nesting. You'll see the entire list here, but more importantly, when I expand out, you can actually see each of the separate skills are expandable and then selectable. I can then hover over these. If I hover over social skills, it tells you what the teachers do. Very detailed tool in that it gives you all the IB information very quickly and at hand, while also making it very easy for you to do the highlighting. It does color code everything so it matches your units. The better part, when we go back to our main page, this is the part that actually makes it very useful, is that though we plan in our POIs in a specific order so that we can match all of our grade levels, we don't want to necessarily teach in that same way, and so we can switch over to our ordered POI. And the ordered POI realigns everything according to week, showing you how many weeks are in each, and then putting them in the order that you have in your main page. And you'll notice I've sharing the planet first and where we are in place and time second. I can quickly adjust those if I'd like. It's as simple as going to your outline. I believe it was sharing the planet was first. We're going to make that second. Where we are in place and time is now going to be made first. You'll notice when I change this, and I had them both as second, this also highlighted red to let you know that there's a problem. that it has not been selected in the plan. And then if I go back to the main page and go back to my ordered POI, I should see that it has swapped. As simple as that. It kept the weeks, it just merely switched the two. It's a fairly intricate tool. The only difference between this and the POI for the early years is that you have the option of selecting 0 weeks. So if I were building this in, the only difference is it would give you the option to make these as 0. And if you did indeed choose 0 in these numbers of weeks, then it would let you put the unit at the end, either unit 5 or 6, depending on how many units you cut out. Put 0 weeks, and it would make it so you wouldn't have any weeks included in your planning. That's the only difference between the two. Outside of that, feel free to message us if you have any questions. That's theclinicalteacher@gmail.com, or you can contact us through the webpage, theclinicalclassroom.com, or obviously through Teachers Pay Teachers, the clinical teacher through the TPT. We hope you enjoyed the tool, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thanks.